So, I'm not trying to put a shoe on, I don't know. So, part of my mind has gone wandering to that Simpsons episode, and I don't want to take anything away from this issue. This is a really serious issue, but I just can't help it. She's quite the rumour mill. Yeah. Yes, and Krusty didn't show up until like the third day. Yes, Liz. See? And what she's describing there, she's describing them sleeping on boards and all of this sort of stuff. That happened on the Simpsons episode. So...
like, they had to scare them into...
Oh, good God, this is painful. Why am I torturing myself?
Going there, right? Scare them into, like, whatever. So anyways, once they were there, right, no regulation equals no inspection, or oversight. Correct, Rebecca? So because there's no regulations, basically, if an abuse happens at a lot of these schools, nothing happens from a state or federal.
All right. So there may not have been regulation then, but is there regulation now? Australia actually had a Royal Commission into institutions for child SA, and a lot of institutions and organisations have had to completely change their child safe policy because of the recommendations out of that. So it's very, 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 if you want to work with children now, it's very, very strict. But you have to have investigations sometimes, and you have to have people speak out to get things changed. But not like this.
Perspective. Very rarely are there prosecutions.
Not like this. So how else are they supposed to be done then? Please do enlighten me. Because what Paris went through and what some other people that she was there with went through was bad, to say the least. But this isn't my story to tell. This is Paris Hilton's story to tell. And damn, I wish people would do their research before they actually open their mouth.
That happen at these schools if there's abuse. Here's an example. The school that Paris attended, called Provo Canyon School, in 2016 or 18, one of the staff members was running a fight club. Literally a fight club. He was running a fight club where he allowed the kids to beat the shit out of each other, with him also taking part in it.
I will not, KJ needs to write on the trouble and not make assumptions about troubled teen schools. It's a very delicate topic, and crossing the line is inappropriate, yet advocacy prescribed, but yes. No facts. Now she's talking about Paris Hilton's school, but I don't know that Paris Hilton has given lots of details about the school. But I may be wrong.
Not arrested. But that's just like the kids when they're going to these schools, because there's no regulations, and the parents literally...
Paris Hilton gave enough information for what Katie to be saying is right. But this lady here, Joanne, hasn't even seen the documentary, so she wouldn't know. So she can make her laugh and her jokes and things about it and make it like it's not even important, but in realities, the Simpson remark would be such a slap in the face to someone like Paris Hilton, who went through what she went through as a young girl. and is forever tormented by it and traumatized by it.
Sign over custody of their kids to the facilities.
And I just want to add in that Paris very rarely sleeps anymore. And that is because when she does, she gets nightmares. Nightmares of being dragged from her bed in the early hours of the morning by two guys. And because of that, this poor girl has gone through hell and back, and is still going through hell and back. And because of what she went through, doesn't get enough sleep, doesn't have a normal sort of life, because the trauma that she experienced is still hurting her to this very day.
Parents have no idea. They're marketed as places to help children.
Oh, of course, Belinda. It's only reduced it. It hasn't eliminated it. Of course, it has reduced it. But we also have mandatory reporting now and lots of other stuff. John says, watching KJ is like being back in school and watching the kid who only reads Cliff Notes deliver an in-depth report on a book. Yes, John. Hi, Belinda, and hi, John. You are correct, both of you. Apparently there are many lawsuits in the past and many waiting. It is a minefield. I don't think I would be reporting on the hundreds of these centres. I think there'll be many class actions, right? Yep. And that's where you've got to let the law do its job. The fact that it is being reported on. But she's trying to make a story out of this, in my opinion. Can you do that? Sign away custody to a school system? I don't know, Dutch Spirit. Julian says, my cousin went to such a program when he was younger and it helped. My mum even ended up becoming a counsellor because it was so impactful. Well, that's a good story. I'm sure for every bad there's a good story where it's been helped. And the other thing is that everywhere, there is bad people, and no matter how much you try and protect, it can be really hard. I've never watched The Simpsons, so I trust you and Joe with the details. I'll have to find it. I'll find the episode, Gail, and I'll show it to you. Like it was, yeah.
But they don't. There is very little therapy. The kids are heavily medicated just out of convenience. When they are not behaving, they are placed into like solitary confinement. They are put into hard labor. They are not allowed to go on, they are not allowed solitary.
Oh, Belinda, she has given details. She testified in court. Oh, okay. Cool. Should I answer to you about your cousins? Yeah. Hey, look, I'm not.
Cool. Paris has given details on the school. Cool.
Trying to dismiss this at all. This is all about where do you cross the line with this? Where is the line crossed on this? And what is fact and what's opinion? This is my point.
Confinement, they are put into hard labor.
How about you go and watch the documentary, then come back and remake this one? Your opinions and your hyena laugh may be different.
They are not allowed to go on, they are not allowed to take showers. So, Bad Baby.
I think that's what she's watched, Michelle. Because she talks about watching a documentary.
Yes, Michelle. Very disturbing. She's a major advocate, yes. Thank you.
And Paris Hilton. Well, that's right. Is the information correct? I'd say it seems that some of it is, but I don't know.
Was talking about in her instance, she had gotten in trouble and they basically made her and a group of girls be outside for 2 straight weeks, and she was not allowed to change her clothes. She developed a
When people are tearing Katie down for telling lies, just blatantly lying, fair enough. When Katie is talking about a topic that is factual and realistically that should have been sort of confirmed by the fact that Paris Hilton liked her video. To know that what she's saying is fact.
UTI, and because they wouldn't allow her to change her underwear. She was not fed. She was forced to eat like ramen noodles, dry.
I don't know this. I stand corrected. I'll watch the document. Yeah, look, I'm happy to watch the. Documentary. Kat Von D stated her parents were unaware of what she went through, so to blame the parents is disgusting of her yet again. It's just Jeanette right. But as problematic as KJ is, she's not allowed to have an opinion, you guys, or having opinions. No, I haven't researched the issue, Belinda. I'm not saying that she's not allowed to have an opinion.
But you are, you're accusing her of lying without knowing the facts. And as I keep stating, yes, Katie is problematic. No, I don't like her because she is problematic. But this is a story that needs to be shared. This is something we do not want to happen again to our children. Personally, I wouldn't send my children away to a behaviour camp. I would try to do my best to deal with that myself. I couldn't afford her anyway, to be honest, but yeah. But there are a few people out there who want everything that Katie does to be wrong just so they can go and beat her up over her. And this one is not the one. Like, seriously, not the one.
She's whitewashing stories from 50 years ago to now, from all over America. Seems to me to be at least 50% speculation, but said as fact. Unable to see KJ jiggling anime girl style with that filter, says Liz. She's so... right. My point is that you can't say that all schools are bad. I think Paris testified to the Senate hearing to change the rules in the last week or so. She's leading the change. This is most states have. So there is a regulation, and that's fine. You're live. I thought you... No, I wasn't going to go on, Peter, but I did. Oh, well, now you can go brain dead here. John, I moved that case of speculation and defamation. Well, see, particularly, she'll get on to Dr. Phil soon, and I reckon she starts walking a grey line. I keep saying, I have no problem with her alerting or bringing this to light. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with but...
Well, clearly you do have a problem, because that's why you're comparing Paris Hilton's experiences to an episode of The Simpsons, and why you find it so funny that you laugh like a hyena. And yeah,
we see that there is a history, and we can only go on behaviour in the past, that there is a line that gets crossed, in my opinion. But it is a sensitive topic, and I don't even like the way that she's talking about it. It's very aggressive. I hope Dr. Phil sends a letter. Oh, there'll be, and maybe Oprah and Dr.
why do you think that KJ is being aggressive? If anything, KJ's been rather calm throughout this whole thing. Now, I've seen plenty of Katie being aggressive and turning on her members and her subs. But again, this is not one of them. This is not one that you can go after her for.
Was. And I'd actually like to see some of the proof. Well, you're right, Jessica Gill. She's not doing it justice. It's a very sensitive topic.
At Turnabout Ranch. But this happens.
And you can't watch one documentary and then state that it's...
So, is she being aggressive, or is she not doing it justice? I need to ingest and tablets.
the be all and end all either.
All over the place. So that's just like one example. In another example, there was this boy in Montana, and he was sent there by his parents because the parents felt...
When you say that watching one documentary isn't enough, are you then implying that Paris Hilton is lying? I don't know.
Like, he was out of control, he was drinking, he wasn't listening to them, and they ended up sending him to this...
And Joanne just said that her cousin had a very positive experience. So, from the same camps. So, you know, my understanding is that these are examples from the documentary. And again, I could be wrong. I haven't had a chance to watch the documentary, but I want to point out. I just want to also show that this is her. And then half an hour later, she did another live, and she was a completely different person. The girl talks so damn loud that even with my earbuds, I can still hear her. I haven't watched this season. I've not seen it for her. I didn't. I asked why she wasn't allowed to have an opinion. People can have opinions about current news. She can have an opinion, but I haven't heard her say that it's an opinion. What I've heard is facts, or what I perceive as facts. As somebody who doesn't know about the situation, if I'm watching this, I would have to, without doing research, I would say, well, she said it, so it must be true. So my point is that direct us to something that we can watch. Now we know Michelle's direct us to the documentary. There's also been a Senate hearing, so we can all now look at that if we want to go and investigate it further.
Hannah, that's part of this cult again. Anyways, the parents find out that while the school says that, oh, he's going to get education, he's going to be fine. Not only will he learn, but he'll also grow.
No, you're not timed out, Sarah. I don't time people out. No, she can't. Peter, sorry, Joe, can I be a pain? Have a 5-point recap. Well, she's on about these wilderness schools or something today on this one. And their problem.
Wilderness schools. More along the lines of rehabilitation camps, I believe they're called, where they take problem children and try to correct their behaviour, but not in the best ways.
And there's a lawsuit or something to do with one of them. She can most definitely have an opinion, says that Amber Chick. However, things like this need to be reported on with a level of dignity and grace that KJ seriously lacks, in my opinion. She's not prefacing things with allegedly like we do. That's right. Maybe Australia, I find it better. Oh, really? But we only had Kidnap for Jesus, which is about one of these types of schools. It was interesting. I only watched it last night. Well, see, this is the thing. We want to. This is interesting topics. Yeah. Julianne says it's really difficult for parents who have a child that is out of control. They try everything and feel that these schools are the last resort in some instances. And as Julianne said, her cousin, it helped them. Presents herself as a journalist reporting on stories, not a hack giving opinions on partially researched disinformation is dangerous.
So, because 2 people have now said that they had good experiences, or relatives of theirs had good experiences with these rehabilitation camps, then anyone who says otherwise is lying. Is that what you're saying? So, okay, we're at 39 minutes on this. I am going to call this one, give this one time, and I shall pick up again in the next one. I don't know if these are going to go straight up after each other, or I'm going to put up one today, one tomorrow, depending on how many I end up doing, and just generally that. So please like, share, subscribe, and stay safe, everybody.